week and are ready for my story. Today, my story is about a group of frogs. One day, these frogs had to go on a small trip. They got in a group and then they were bouncing from place to place. But along the way, two of the frogs had accidentally jumped into a big hole. It was so big that if you close your eyes and then look, it was as dark as that, so you couldn't even see to the bottom. These two frogs, they looked up, they saw how tall it was. It was steep as well on the sides. They were thinking, how are we going to get out? So they just had to jump and keep trying. Then soon all the frogs that didn't fall in were crowded around the hole, looking into it and seeing, oh, these frogs, they've fallen in. They all thought that it would be impossible for them to get out, since the hole was so big and a frog can only jump so high. So the two frogs kept jumping and jumping, trying and trying, until eventually one of the frogs gave up. They just sat on the bottom of the pit, being so tired and thinking, oh, this is impossible. How am I ever supposed to be able to get all the way up? But the other frog kept jumping and jumping. First they got a bit higher, then they got higher and higher each time, until eventually they got out the pit. The other frogs were so amazed and shocked, wondering, how did he get out? This is such a big jump. Everyone was huddling around the frog and was asking, how did you make it out with the massive jump? And nobody thought you could do it either. The other frog gave up, but then this frog looked at them all a bit confused. Then he said, oh, well, I just kept trying and trying. Then the other frogs asked, but didn't you feel any discouragement when the other frog couldn't do it? Or when we were saying that it was impossible and it was too big? The other frog looked at the group and thought, oh, I'm deaf, by the way. Then the group of frogs thought, oh, so that's why they got up. We were all saying all these discouraging things, saying, oh, the hole is too big, you won't be able to get out. But this frog didn't listen to those, and they managed to get out, even though we were doing all these bad things. Despite it, they managed to get out and free of the hole, which is something that we need to remember, so that we might think that something bad is happening and more bad things might happen. And even if we may feel discouraged sometimes, wondering, like the other frog, oh, how am I supposed to get up of this? We need to remember that we can always ask God to help us, like how He helped the other frog to jump out. So, to help us remember this, let's offer a small prayer. Dear Jesus, thank you for this story, and thank you for helping us to be able to hear it. Please help us to remember that even the things might feel discouraging or bad, that we can always get through. In your precious name I pray, Amen. Hope you enjoyed my story this week. Bye!
You are watching Revival TV, ministering minds through media.